a really great moment for it to start.
There we go.
Okay,
All right.
action. There.
Perfect.
There we
All
go.
right. Welcome back to another Tuesday Tea Talk. For all of you, which you all know me, I am Nikki and I am your nutritional gardener, your very own nutritional gardener. I help you grow your health from the ground up, and I do this by teaching you how to grow food that will nourish your body. So that way you can live a healthier, more vibrant life. Tonight, we have a special guest. Her name is Kayla Moreau. She is a spirit oracle and a heart worker who works helping people reconnect with their inner light. She's going to bring us some serious energy tonight. I know because I know her well. She's going to share her wisdom on love, light, and living with intention. So I'm grateful that you are here with us, Kayla, and I know that we will all be inspired by you. If you guys have any questions, is it okay if they kind of chime in? Do you want them to hold their hand up or comment? Whatever you guys like to
Yeah,
do. Super
yeah,
chill.
please throw a comment out if there's any
Yeah.
questions or tidbits, anything you want to throw in there.
All
I
right.
do tend to ramble, but I don't mean to cut anybody off. It is a round table, so please
Yeah.
throw in
You
your
just got to say,
bits.
hey, Kayla, I got a question. And that's
Yeah.
fine. That's fine. So go ahead, Kayla, introduce us, tell us all about you, and then guide us in this discussion this evening, would you?
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to be here, Nikki. So yeah, my name's Kayla Moreau, and I am a spirit worker. I'm an oracle. I I told people for years I was a very visual thinker, and then I was told by higher things that there was more to that. So I have an interesting way of viewing the world and viewing life itself, and so that's what I share with people is a new perspective. I'm on 8 out of 10 courses to get my polyvagal practitioner license. So I essentially help you reform and regulate your autonomic nervous system. So I help you take control of the chemical cascade. And the beautiful thing about this conversation is if I were to say I had three main pillars that my whole life and business and belief system is put on, it's life, love, or light, love, and intention. It's those things, and that's life. That's why I went to say, because those three things equal life. And I don't mean that just metaphorically. That's where my gift comes in is I am a nerd and I like to read and I like to research. And if you look into the power of intention, that's what I'm going to start with is we're going to lay the intention for this session. And what that really means is what are we programming this session to do for us, to do for our hearts, right? And what I intend, what we should all be intending, and that this is going to light us up. This is going to fill us with love for one another, complete strangers, and also find new ways of looking at how we love ourselves. So that knowing that that's the purpose we enter this space, and that is now the template that everything else is going to be built on. Now, the words that I just chose to describe that were very key because thermodynamically, intention sets the template or the program of the system. So, if you look into Dr. William Tiller, he did some deep research on the power of intention. And what he proved was through intention, through mindful focus, and knowing what the outcome is that you're intending, right? You could not only change the rate of life in fruit fly larva eggs, but you could also change the physical structure of the pH in water. Now, that's a mic drop to me if you know anything about the last few years since 92 and Masaru Emoto, started realizing that water is sentient and knows whether you love it or not. And that's just the micro fractal of what that actually means for what water and intention and information is. So if we take that, intention was therefore declared that it was a thermodynamic force, that the power of focusing on something changes the outcome because you focused on it. You made it happen, right? I won't go into the double slit experiment because that's essentially a different realm of topics. But this one is really important to me because what intention does, it restructures pH. Okay, cool. What it does to water, if you hold water and you say, I love you, right? Everybody, let's take our tea that we're drinking because this is water. So we can't just talk about intention, we have to be about intention, right? So I want you to hold your cup and feel the warmth, okay? Take time for the intention that this is setting. Don't just drink it because you have it and oh, instant gratification and dopamine. You can take a moment and get more chemicals from that. You can get oxytocin, safety. You can get anandamide, which is bliss, if you just and hum and massage that vagus nerve. Okay, so swallowing does the same thing. All of this, it shows the intention that this cup holds. This holds thermodynamic power. It can imbue my body with power, all of our bodies, by just, again, noticing it, giving it the moment. Everybody wants to be noticed. Every feeling wants to be felt. Everything wants to have its own space. So let it have space. That's how you live with intention, is you let it say what it's trying to tell you. It says it's warm. It feels good. Don't just be like, "Oh, my cup's hot." Let it sink in. Let it feel that feel good. Let it be like a blanket. Everybody take a moment and smell. And again, okay, massage that vagus nerve and hum that out. Give yourself a little bit of oxytocin. And now notice those pleasant feelings in your body. Notice the little tingles. Again, intentionally let it do its job. And now let's take a drink, right? Let's go. Now that we've smelt it, we've felt it. Now let's take a drink. Mmm. Feeling it fill your mouth, right? Feeling it coat your throat as it slides down, feeling the warmth, feeling the slip and slide as you swallow to where you had it and then now it's gone, but it felt good. That whole sensation of did it last just a second or did that second last forever? Argue with me, right? Come at me. That's how you make a cup of tea really do the job. You let it. Right? We already set the intention. Now we have to accept the intention. That's, again, a whole other conversation that we'll have about acceptance, because I could go on and on about that. But accepting the intention is still just holding the intention. We're just understanding each other. Information, intention, you get it, I get it, cool, we all get it. We're all loving life right now. Good, we can move on, right? Mm. Never holding back little sighs of anytime you can tell your body to it's so good for your nervous system. Anytime you can drop your shoulders, unclench your butt, unclench your jaw, okay? The whole body part. It feels good to feel good, okay? So that's the intention, right? If life is clutter, then we need to program something new into it to create order out of this chaos. So, you know what the next thing is? What are we intending? Well, we're intending love. Just simply, right? If we, like, that's the highest tier. We all want to just live in love. But again, what if it's not just a word? What if it's not just an idea? What if that too is a thermodynamic force? Okay. So, intention, when we hold that water and we change the structure by simply telling water, I love you, by telling our water, I love you, a little domino effect happens, and that electrical impulse will charge the cells, the cellular membranes around the water, and they'll go from being all disorganized to being nice and organized. and then they turn into this nice little hexagonal structure to where each little bit of water is like a sacred drop of nectar in a honeycomb. Literally, it forms a lattice framework. So if the intention is love, it creates perfect structure. Again, that's not pseudo, those are facts. Okay, so living with love is creating actual order inside all of my clutter and disorder by just taking a moment to intend love for myself. To say, oh, that cup, that drink, that felt really good. What if I take that one step further and think I deserved to feel that? I'm worthy of feeling that. Like, not just, yeah, I felt it, cool, it felt good, but then I deserved to feel that. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to. That makes it mean more because now it's a gift. If it's something you deserved or something that felt good for you, right? Like, that's why we call presence the present, is because when you truly find the gift in every moment, then every moment is a gift, right? You can't have one without the other. You can't be like it's an empty box and then be upset when, if you watch the episode of SpongeBob, you get in the empty box and you make a whole new world out of that baby, right? That's why everybody's like, well, thinking inside the box, I don't even know where that box is, but I'll make you a new one out of all of the everything, right? But that box that we're supposed to think in, I don't know where you got yours. I don't know if there's like a store for the boxes we're supposed to think in, but like cancel my subscription, you know what I mean? So if you intend love, you're changing the structure, you're changing the formatting, you're changing the template. Okay. And now it's structured and orderly. And not only is it hexagonal and looks like honeycomb, there's ancient understandings that go back to the honeycomb lattice of ether. That's what was understood, that like Queen Bee of Heaven was a real archetype, that we were living vessels of living eternal nectar. That's what that meant. If you look at a honeycomb and you put points on it, it becomes the Star of David. Just saying, guys. Like it's a sacred structure of unity and connection and holy love that radiates. If you get rid of all the points and they all just stick together, that's actually the point, which, haha, point, didn't choom. So the thing with being programmed in love is if you have a bunch of like things that are disorderly and you're sending love, boom, 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 cool, we've got a bunch of random pulses, a bunch of lights happening. But once we start to send it together and we go boom, boom, now there's literally what's it called? Okay, so it starts to reorganize the space between the atoms, but it creates super radiance. That's literally what it's called because your cells will no longer flicker, they will pulse incoherent, like ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. So your biophotonic radiance itself will be, it's literally called super radiance. So you will be glowing if you cellularly love yourself, right? And so that's where light comes in. Okay, that's where light comes in because light we always look at, it's outside, right? That light, the light goes in, everything is light. But it's like a for someone like me because it's one of those as above, so below, as within, so without. Like, if everything must be illuminated, then are you not a bit of light? Like, are you not living light? If that's what everything you see living around you is illumination, right? And so that where plants soak in light to give us oxygen, I believe we soak up oxygen to radiate light. That's what we do cellularly, right? And the differentiator, you might like this, Nikki, because the differentiator between being in a vasodilated state and being in just a meh is the nitric oxide. Okay. Nitrogen. Nitrogen in the ground is so fundamental to the performance and health of anything you're growing, right? And that's one of the things that I teach a lot of my clients that breath work doesn't really matter if your cells are not receiving that breath. And that depends on nitrogen. That depends on whether the hemoglobins are able to soak in and absorb the oxygen. Okay? So there's a few different breath holds and things. So we're gonna do two things at one time. Two birds, two one bird, two stones. However you say that. Two birds, one stone. That thing, we're gonna do two things at once. See, that's what we're gonna do. So we're going to do a hypoxic stress breath hold. Okay. So this will secrete biophotons. We're gonna on the exhale, okay? And I want you to squeeze your abs, squeeze your insides, okay? And then when you inhale, we're gonna make what is called the straw, okay? And basically, you want to inhale as fast and as long as you can, and then hold until you feel the lightheaded tingles, and then ha 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 ha, squeeze it out, okay? This is boosting nitric oxide, flooding your brain and body with open arteries and a bunch of blood, and that puts you in a neuroplastic state, and it activates your prefrontal cortex. It like does so many things to help you feel good. Okay. So we're gonna do it right now. We're gonna do that together. Okay. Oh wait, the second part. So that's the one part. That's the breath. Okay. Second part. Will you put your finger up
I
to
got a
me?
question
Tell
real
me the
quick for you.
question.
Okay,
Yep.
so this breath, is this kind of like a box breathing? I know that.
It's not a box breathing. Nope.
Okay.
It's not like a
So,
box breath. I
what
want
would
it's it's a stressful breath is I guess. It's a good stressor. Is I want you to be stressing your brain and lungs on how fast can you inhale such a teeny tiny amount. So right? So how fast and how small can you inhale? And that, like just that right there, will make you a little bit lightheaded. People get afraid of lightheadedness. It's a boost of nitric oxide a lot of times, and that's a good thing, right? It isn't always, but it is when it's controlled. Okay. So I wouldn't call it a box breath because that is slow and controlled and in one, two, three, four. This one, it might take you 4 seconds, but it's probably going to be closer to a full three quicker, depending on each person's breath capacity. So that that's a good question, though. And this is, I don't think you'll find it anywhere. This is definitely something that I do in my own heart work, where I've just learned. I also do it with water. People think it's fun and funny, but I take water and I'll hold water at the front of my mouth to create resistance, because you can inhale even slower and longer and still it's tiny micro drops of oxygen. And so it's again it's turning your brain into we need a lot of nitric oxide because we need to absorb this tiny little amount of breath. So then it basically all the hemoglobins are like, okay, we'll absorb this oxygen. And now you're in a good state to where your cells are hungry for your breath. They're not just used to it. So that's that. The second part, the second part is light. Okay, so we're gonna close our eyes while we do this breath, okay? And we're just gonna inhale fast like a straw, hold until we, not till you can't hold anymore like you're uncomfortable, but hold till you get the fuzzy tinglies, and then ha ha ha. But I want you to watch the lights behind your eyes while your eyes are closed, okay? Because you'll see little sparkles. And the point of this is to show you that you're never in darkness and you're not shielded when you are going into the darkness. You have a third eye back there. It's literally an ocular nerve cluster, and that's what's seeing the darkness. You have a lantern inside there, and that's what you're seeing the nothing with. So that's one of the first things that I teach people in like shadow work or guided meditations, in like being not afraid to go inside. So this is kind of like I said, two birds with one stone. We're going to hopefully be not afraid to just enter ourself while we take a breath real quick and watch how it takes control of our body. So that's all. We're just going to stress our body, release some lights. Okay? Here we go, guys. Oh, and I'm just gonna do those three because I'm already a little lightheaded, and that's kind of why I do it, is it doesn't take much, and it's kind of a whew, right? I can tell by your
Yeah.
eyes too, right? It kind
Yeah,
of
you're gonna
makes
make
you,
me pass out.
right?
I had
And
to,
so
I only did two and then I had to slow down because I was like, okay, that's good.
yep, so that's right where it's not one of those long things that you do for it's
Hmm.
literally one of those where you do it for a minute just to kind of turn your body on and be like, okay, that's what you can do with your breath. You're allowed to do a lot more things with your breath.
So is
But
this something
notice
that you suggest doing like every day or I mean, or every morning to get, is there a
I
certain time?
suggest doing that if you feel yourself losing control.
Okay, so it's
If
kind of like a
you start
calming.
to not breathe, if you notice, so a lot of people will go into dorsal shutdown and they stop breathing and they just kind of sit and hold their breath and they don't even
Yep.
mean to. And then they'll just kind of like, and they'll kind of gasp and then they'll sit and they'll stay empty and then they'll,
Hmm.
right? And that's very dissociated. And so when I notice somebody gasping, and then staying empty, it's like, no, 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 no. If you're going to empty, you push that empty. And when you fill up, you fill that baby up. So it's a way of flipping that switch of you're not dissociated. You're in full control, my dear. And then that's kind of the thing too, is it does make you lightheaded. And that's why I said at the beginning is a lot of people are afraid of that feeling because it does. It makes you, whew. But what happens in your brain is you're releasing biophotons. You're releasing a whole bunch of carbon dioxide so that it's like your brain is like, oh, whoa. Like your brain takes a huge breath and is just like, what was that? And that's where I really like to lean into, not regularly, but just putting it into your tools, where if you notice that you're not feeling in control of your breath, right? If you're noticing that you're short of breath and you're just kind of hyperventilating, stop and take one big long. My brother actually, he has PTSD and he's gone through a lot of things, and I mentioned that to him, and he's like, "Kayla, it's funny you say that because I've noticed that when I start to get really mad, that I'll just stop and I do that." He was like, "It always feels like I'm like a what you would call it, like a you light it and it's you light the wick or whatever it is, right?"
Oh,
He's like,
yeah. Hmm.
yeah, he's like, I feel like I'm lighting like a wick and I'm about to explode. But when I breathe that way, it's like I cut off the wick. It's like I,
So
and
this would
so
be good
he'll,
for somebody with anxiety or something like that that's having like a
yes,
panic attack or something like that to kind of get control of their breath. Got it.
exactly,
Got it.
exactly. If you feel like you're shutting down and you're
Hmm.
dropping out, that's a good way to come back in because it's going to make you feel this whole like, whoa, here I am in my body again.
Hmm.
And that's where I want you to be. Being
Right.
safe in your body is a good thing. And also the concept of like feeling a lightheaded rush. Normally that's related to drinking or addiction or fatigue, right? Normally that sensation itself is an adverse or out of control reaction.
Yeah.
So by controlling it and letting your body experience a feeling that feels new, but it was controlled, like that's the science of any therapeutic medicine. If it's like I don't know, cannabis, peyote, tobacco, ayahuasca, psilocybin, like any holistic type of thing in that sense, that's why you have to be in a safe space, right? Is it's supposed to be allowing you to experience feelings that you don't normally experience, and that being okay. It's showing you that your body's capable of doing more things than you knew, because there's only so many things you're allowed to know at one time without going absolutely crazy with what the human body can do. Literally, you know? So just knowing that and being aware, and I think that goes right into the concept of living with love and intention, is the moment that you know that your intention has changed and now your intention is defense, or your intention is attack, or your intention is manipulation, right? If you notice, oh, I'm starting to act in a different way that's not love, the only way you know that is by trying to enact love and intention being the baseline, so that when you fall off, you're like, oh, wait, oh, no, I was not giving myself space. I was not giving the other person space. Like, I was not holding love. I was not holding the intention of just being the light, right? And that's essentially the wrap up of living with intention. Once you become light and you're radiating because you live with intention, you become a light. You start to guide other people. You start to light your own way. You start to be unafraid when you're in dark situations because you're lighting it all up. You
Mhm.
know, it's not so scary to be in the dark when you're the candle. And so re-embracing that, it's like nothing can touch me because I love everything that I'm experiencing, even if it's pain, even if it's grief, even if it's loss, knowing that all of those feelings are the proof of love. Like that's the tax, if you will, to love. Missing, right? I've been working with a client, he's 87 years old, he's been going through the grief of his wife. And so many things that she has had to tell him has been so fun, because it's like a few things. It was just so heartwarming, where it's like those certain meals that only I would make for you, that only I could make for you, that you knew that that's my wife and that's the dinner I want to ask for. If I had my last meal, it's going to be that because she can make it for me. And if you ever get the feeling of like, yeah, I'll never get to have that, you're darn right. That was the whole point. Like then that was what she came in, and she was just like, that was the whole point, was you were supposed to love it that much. You're not supposed to miss it at all. The missing it is supposed to remind you how much you loved it. And that's all you experience. Just stay there. Like you're supposed to love it. Same thing with knowing how you like your coffee in the morning, how you like your bed to look. We think that other people are doing those things for us when they're training us what we like. They're training us how to love ourselves. That's why wives say we're training our husband, because we know that we're actually helping them see themselves in the better, like their most potential. Like we see this beautiful thing that they could be, right? And that's our power. And that's the thing, is you have to believe in that for everyone. You have to believe in the potential. You have to hold that as the intention, that if I love this person so much that they love themselves, they're going to radiate. And I won't have to help illuminate their way in the darkness. Like they'll have their own source of light. So that's kind of my whole full circle on love, light, and living with intention. If I were to stop at what feels like a semi-sentient stopping point.
I think that was great, Kayla. I can definitely see how we mix so well together because like with a living with intentions, I definitely focus this with some of my clients as well because in the garden you have to live with intention. Everything that you grow if you're growing it with intention, you have to love what you do. You have to really, that food nourishes your body, your mind, the work that you do out there, it fills you completely. So, and whenever you're completely filled with that, then you can go on and you can spread that light to other people. So I think that was great. Um, who does anybody have anything to chime in? Like I say, this is an open discussion. Ask Kayla all the questions. If you're confused about anything or you just want to add something, I would
If anything
love to just,
resonated or hit
yeah,
home or anything.
yeah.
And one more thing I almost forgot there, but coming to the garden, you can hold a seed in your mouth and plant it, and it will grow with different nutrient complexes that are reading your water, your literal intention. Like it will read the intention as formatting, and light will program it into love. And so the same water,
Yeah.
when we program our exclusion zone water into coherent, structured living water, it's the same water that's in a watermelon or in a zucchini. It's the same structure. That white fluid, when you cut it open and it starts to come out, it's life. It's life fluid. It's light fluid. It's light water.
Nice. Very good.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love
I
life
do
and
too.
living with intention. I love it.
Okay, guys. No one had any comments, nothing at all for Kayla. She
That's
is,
okay. I tend to blow minds and open hearts. They might not have a moment.
you
I'm a
do. You
rambler.
definitely do. That's okay. We love it. I love the rambling and you just almost uh, I am so full of information like I'm going to have to rewatch this myself so that way I can oh, Destiny's got something here.
Blow minds and open
Blow
hearts.
minds
Love
and
it.
open
Yep.
hearts.
You're so welcome, Destiny. I hope
Yeah.
that I did that for you. That's what I guarantee
Yeah.
my clients. That's what I say.
I mean, I'm going to have to rewatch it just so I can absorb more of it because it does. You definitely have information overload for me.
I have so many things to tell the world.
Yes, you do. Yes, you
It's
do.
overwhelming, man. Live in my brain for a day. It's so much. No.
Hey,
Oh my, Kayla.
well, I do want to chime in.
Yeah.
I want to say that this conversation really resonated deeply with me. I have been in a practice to try to live intentionally and increase my awareness and kind of the spiritual journey for the past decade or so. I'm a yoga instructor. I do breath work, all that stuff, and thank
Yeah.
you so much because you just brought so much to me. I needed this reminder, and I've kind of been in the dark. 2025 was rough. Okay, the year of the
Yeah. It
snake.
was rough.
I'm ready for the horse. like
Yep.
so,
We
yeah, I
still
just
have a
need
few
that
more
reminder.
months till the sun says it's time, but we
Absolutely,
can embrace it coming. That
yes, yes.
tail shake is a
Plant,
beautiful thing.
yeah, yeah. Planting the seeds and resting.
Yeah,
I'm trying to rest. so,
Uh,
that's
that
good.
is what I'm trying to
yeah,
tell everybody. There's so much things on talking about planting the seed because here my gardening comes out. I
Yep.
see so much on social media about get your seeds, and I'm like, stop! You need to wait.
It's
Just
not
rest,
time. It is
organize,
not
kind of,
time. The bears must be
reset.
pooping for the fertilizer. Wait for nature to tell you. God dang it.
That's
absolutely.
Like
right. That's right.
when the squirrels, yeah, come on now. Yeah, I'm
I
too much
mean,
of a
I
Cinderella
just
for that.
right. Yeah. So yeah.
I'm so
I
happy
don't
that
know.
that resonated though, Noelle. I do a lot of work with fellow energy workers and people who end up getting depleted by their clients, and I've been embracing the term life force trainer rather than healer because that always feels weird to me sometimes. It's like we're all capable of healing. It's the power of love and intention that is the healer if we were to label it. So that's not me. It's whether or not you can accept my intention of love for you.
Yeah.
And so I do a lot of work. If you're called at all, I do free discovery calls and I do virtual alignment and a whole bunch of things. If you want to dive in more, just totally throwing that out there. My
Yes.
business is heart work and harmony, so I really focus on harmonizing you with your heart and your spirit.
Yeah, it feels so open now after this. So thank you. I will definitely
Very
be
good.
in.
That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
That
Yeah,
Hey,
is
follow
awesome.
follow on Instagram and stuff
uh,
too. I try to
okay.
keep the mind blowing regular. Whenever it pops in my mind, I try to get it out.
I do the same thing. I have the squirrel brain.
I'm so compulsive. I'm just like, hey, that was a good thought. I should tell the world now, right now.
That's why we love you, Kayla.
I know,
That's why
thanks.
we love you. Yeah,
I take myself everywhere.
that's good. You got
You
to love
know,
yourself then for sure.
happy to be here, man. I
That's
know
right.
people in my family, they're like, Kayla, you really figured out how to make a living talking to people. And I'm just like, yeah. And they're like, oh my God. Like, I'm like,
Well, Kayla,
I did it.
I hope that you can come back and join us again on another Tuesday Tea Talk with us. I really want you to come back
I
because
would love to.
you have so much energy and so much knowledge that I think that we all need. But actually, next week, Noelle is going to be our guest speaker. So make sure you come
How
back, Kayla,
exciting. I
because Noelle,
will.
she's a registered nurse. She is a birth doula, yoga instructor, herbalist. She is all the things. She's been in the wellness industry for a decade. Is that right, Noelle? At least.
That's
Yeah.
exciting. So we should definitely talk.
Yes.
I just
Yeah.
launched the
Oh,
first clinical partnership to track the metabolic change with energy work. So I have a six
okay.
month program that shows you with like DEXA scanners how
Oh,
your
wow.
body changes its
Oh,
composition
nice.
after I work with
Mhm.
you.
Okay. Cool. Yep.
Very good. All
Yeah.
right. So I'm going to end that tonight. If nobody else has any questions, make sure you guys come back next week for Noelle. She's going to be talking about winter wellness, elderberry syrup, and so much more about
Lovely.
wellness in general. So make sure that you tell all your friends about our Tuesday Tea Talk. If you'd like to see it again in a replay, it'll be on the website. So, Kayla, again, I appreciate you coming on and filling us with all of this light, love, and intention. And I hope to see you all again next week.
Thank you so much, Nikki.
Absolutely. See you later.
Bye.